Now we have the artillerista Erika Silva. Who's a 21st century artillerista, so she's going to explain the tradition that she does now.
My name is Erika Silva. I am Chilean. I come from a territory called Pedro Libre Selva, the name of one of our presidents, who said that to govern was to educate. I'm a privileged woman from a poor territory. I am a woman of a country with inequality, fruit of neoliberalism. And I am asking myself, I am also a professor in the Valparaiso University. My peers from Memorarte, who wrote this book, Camila Hernandez, Ana Reyes, Astrid Bosso, Alejandra Campos. On their behalf, I am here representing my country, and I want to split this presentation or start this presentation. The most important milestone for artilleristas is work by a rebel woman in distant times. I always say that if she would be here right now, she would be like it as a crazy woman. And for over 40 years, she will be crazier, even crazier, because women shouldn't be devoted to politics or confronting the powerful ones. They shouldn't be devoted to disclosing a trade, or because that belongs to men, right? That was the mindset. And this is what I want to focus on. This is what we call peace, what mankind has called peace, especially the silences of women, the silence of women, the silencing of mourning and pain, something that used to be thought of as peace. The woman was movement was about women remaining silent and not showing their pain as a public pain and therefore a political pain. So in this regard, to us, cultural art commemorates, and in this sense we see Jimena Fernandez, my peer, whose grandmother had disappeared, and you can see and understand my Cambridge peer why this work is dirty, because it gets dirty when you walk it out on the street. And by using the same trade, Velina Para and the mothers and the grandmothers of women. However, our work has positioned strongly around confronting the existing gaps in our flexible democracy, a traditional democracy built up by some powers that came into government under the dictatorship of Pinochet that guaranteed all little resources for many and just some resources for a few. And power placed them in a position that was both privileged position, and therefore they administered a democracy that also rendered this outcome. It is very strange to say this because it's the adversary is the enemy, but when your enemy is your peer, your partner in a struggle, and you need to confront them because what they're doing is not right. Find yourself with many enemies. And our political class, our left-wing political class, showed a scenario where artists, street artists, also had a protagonism, a main role in this regard. That so-called peace of an apparently successful country was not as such. It was only a silence of pain, the pain that was being swept under the rug. So talking about this Chile individual pain in women uh, brings a cultural perception to women of the world, which is different. As Han states, the Korean philosopher with Germany, we live in a society where pain is being cured through anxiety medicine. That is not the solution. When one understands that whatever afflicts me, whatever hurts me, seems to entrap me or take me to through a river where I'm just left there, out there, with nothing to do my sensation of being and existing. becomes less meaningful. However, when other women or in other women, I start to discover that the reflection or that reflection makes me see myself, see myself as a protagonist of my life because I make things happen in the public space. That changes my position. That changes for two reasons. Because I am, because of the others, because I'm reflecting, carrying out a reflection with other women, because I'm building up a happy life with others and I'm sharing my trade with others. So what art does, what we can do is to understand that the trade that change our life has to be shared with other peoples because we have the ethical responsibility of doing this. The street is a privileged space or our uh, preferred space. As Lorna would say, in Cambridge, we are present in a gallery, sure, but there's something that we know that people don't come to the gallery. People don't go to the museum. People are out there on the streets. So therefore, artists that we that we believe that our work, our art pieces can engage deep social changes. We need to be out there on the streets. We need to be close to those who are suffering. There is no sense whatsoever, or it makes no sense to be a famous and recognized artist just because of the work that is materialized in a piece of cloth or a piece of cardboard or a paper or canvas. It makes sense only if that work generates an important social change in the line that we deem necessary. There are many architectistas around the world that have started to spread this trait, this skill. We have been created, forging in time in the midst of the pandemic and in many parts of the world. And you know that Chile is a very long and thin country. Therefore, traveling the country is not that simple or easy. But to us, it is very important for a tree to be known. And we people thank all those photographers that have been made our work available through social media because I've always said that this has been possible through our peers that are here in this room, but also to have access to many people. So that's very important to use social media to disclose, to disseminate this trade, but also to give hope to women that think that what they call peace is in reality silence in reality. So we need to create to guarantee these changes, to guarantee real peace, true peace and justice. We are always out there on the street in a context that lasts from a social outcry, and it has been there always since every outcry, and it has been there representing violence. And we have this space in Facebook, it's called Escuela de Arte y Resistencia, Memorarte, where you will be able to find what our students do around the world, everything they do. We also have another space called Encuentros Internacional de Arte Textil y Resistencia. You can see the fourth international encounter of textile art and resistance, Memorarte. In social media, year after year, we have been inviting all of you, and we encourage everyone who's listening to this presentation to connect to our social media and send and share the presentation. You can share your presentation and be an active participant. If the pandemic allows us to, we will be able to have an in-person encounter. We have caring and loving places where we can receive you, our homes. Thank you very much.